Joining us now to break down some of the ways we've ended up with this incredibly out of control price situation with our healthcare system is Dr. Marty Makary, health policy expert, surgeon, and professor of health policy, also the author of The Price We Pay: What Broke American Healthcare and How to Fix It. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Great to be with you, John.
So look, I'm always looking to learn more about how we've ended up in this situation. So what are some of the basic things that people need to understand about the price of healthcare, how things have gotten so out of control?
Well, the issues that nobody's talking about that we need to talk about are pricing failures and inappropriate medical care. If you look at our entire healthcare cost crisis, the politicians are talking about different ways to finance it, but not how to fix it. And in order to fix it, we've got to talk about price gouging, predatory billing, which includes the extreme form that about 20% of hospitals engage in, which is suing patients to garnish their paychecks. This is a scandal that basically my team uncovered in a study we reported in our big medical journal. This is predatory billing, and it is now threatening the great public trust in American hospitals. And people need to stand up, and they need to know what they can do.
Well, you know that's actually the one thing you just said there that I have not really heard anything about is hospitals suing their own patients, which seems like, on top of the incredible expense that you're already paying, the ultimate betrayal. Can you tell us a little bit more about the fight against that practice?
So doing the research for this book, The Price We Pay, I found hospitals that had sued 25,000 people in their town of 28,000 people by census data. These were number one Walmart workers, followed by food service workers, followed by postal workers, and even hospital housekeepers and maintenance staff. Look, most people don't live like me and the rest of the medical establishment. For half of America, they have less than $400 of cash on hand, and life can be a struggle. We've got to remember why we went into medicine. I mean, we have a commitment to serve people, not to ruin their life financially.
Yeah.
And so billing quality is medical quality. And we should measure these things. And I go to court defending patients who get sued, and we win 100% of the time, John.
Yeah, you know what's really interesting too is that we know that the cost is so high, obviously, but as you point out in the book, a lot of the healthcare spending doesn't go to things that have anything to do with health outcomes for patients. Tell us a little bit more about that. Where is all this money going? What are some of the sources of the inefficiency?
We have a massive middleman industry in healthcare, and once again, a lot of people are getting rich, except for the patient. And this is on the backs of everyday American workers, that middlemen that I outline in the book, that medical establishment is making a ton of money. Just look at the earnings on Wall Street. I mean, a lot of people are getting rich. How about we talk about food as medicine? How about we talk about the fact that nutrients aren't even in food anymore because of the lack of proper agricultural techniques? How about sleep and high blood pressure? How about healthy living? These are the issues that are now starting to get attention, that have not gotten the attention of healthcare, and it is in the form of relationship-based medicine. We're seeing a wonderful resurgence now of clinics dedicated to what we call relationship-based medicine.
See, that sounds great, and it sounds like common sense. I've been meaning to sleep and eat better for a while. Is part of the problem traditionally that convincing patients that they need to do these sorts of things to maintain their health, that if they then go out and do that, any spending that comes from that goes to supermarkets or farmers markets, it doesn't go towards doctors, hospitals, those sorts of things. Is there a sort of implied bias against advice that goes to non-medicinal, non-hospital spending?
Well, look, we've had this bias in Western medicine that if there's no formal studies on it, then we sort of relegate it as irrelevant and we can't accept it because there's no big research on it. Well, guess what? The research dollars have not gone towards healthy eating and healthy living. We haven't even begun to scratch the surface. We demonized fat when it turns out there's nothing wrong with saturated fat for your health. An entire industry was created around healthy heart labels and demonizing fat. We had the milk industry tell us everyone needs to drink 3 to 4 glasses a day when the only good thing in there, saturated fat, we removed and added the worst thing, sugar. So, I mean, the entire industry has been messed up, and enough doctors now are saying, hey, can we get back to the basics of health? We spend a third of all our spending in healthcare on things that have nothing to do with health.
You know, and I have noticed, at least like inside of this presidential election that we're having right now, a lot of the policy conversation is around healthcare. I know that when people talk about their frustrations with their lives, a lot of it has to do with medical expenses, medical debt, bankruptcy, those sorts of things. Do you think that we are at a point now where people are thinking more critically about the system, that we're on the precipice of some major change or set of changes to fix these things?
Yes, I do, John. What's exciting, and the reason I'm optimistic about healthcare, is there is a movement now towards transparent pricing. People deserve a price. Look, if airlines did not have to give you a price for a flight and simply build you after the flight, guess what? They would be gouging all over America. And that's what we have in healthcare. So people are asking for prices. They want high quality care. This broken system of you come in to see your doctor once a year and we tell you what to do, and then you come back in a year and in 10 minutes we say, you bad, non-compliant patient. Look, people want to do what's right. They need good information and they need the tools and the help.
Yeah, and so you have the book. The book is The Price We Pay: What Broke American Healthcare and How to Fix It. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us and breaking down what is perhaps the most important issue policy-wise that we're currently facing.
Thanks so much, John.
Thanks for watching The Damage Report. What if you could protect yourself on the internet for the price of a cup of coffee a month? Well, if you head to nordvpn.com/TYT, you'll be able to connect up to 6 devices to NordVPN's military-grade encryption for $349 a month. If you go now, they'll even throw in a month for free. Go now.